Imagine spending 14 hours on a plane. Your phone battery is dying. Your back hurts like the airport was chaotic. And all you want is a shower, a comfortable bed, and a meal that doesn't come wrapped in plastic. Then suddenly, the hotel door opens. Suddenly, everything changes. That stress disappears. The noise fades away. For a moment, it feels like you've stepped into another world. Now, here is something most people don't realize. The best hotels in Africa are no longer competing with other African hotels. They are competing with Dubai. They are competing with Paris. And they are competing with Singapore. In many cases, they are winning. In many cases, African hotels are taking the lead. You want to know why? Stay with me. For decades, Africa's hospitality industry was overlooked by international travelers who often knew more about the continent's problems than its luxury destinations. But that perception is changing very, very fast. Today, some of the most breathtaking hotels on earth can be found in Africa. Places where giraffes walk past your breakfast table, where your room overlooks one of the world's oldest deserts, where private pools blend into endless savannas, where luxury doesn't feel manufactured, it feels authentic, and that is what makes Africa different. You can find luxury almost everywhere, but it's much harder to find luxury with a story. So today, we are counting down 10 most extraordinary hotels in Africa in 2026. Not simply the most expensive, not simply the most famous, but the places that redefine what a hotel experience can be. Let's get into it. Let's start in Morocco, a country that has quietly become one of Africa's tourism powerhouse. The moment you arrive at the Royal Marrakech, you realize this isn't a hotel trying to impress you. It doesn't need to. Architecture does the talking. Inspired by Morocco's historic palaces and traditional craftsmanship, every corner feels like it belongs in a movie. Water features reflect the surrounding Atlas Mountains. Gardens stretch across acres of carefully maintained grounds. And somehow, despite its size, the property feels peaceful. In a world obsessed with speed, the Royal offers something increasingly rare: silence. And sometimes silence is the ultimate luxury. Now let's move to South Africa. If you've ever wondered what it would feel like to sleep inside a luxury glass box overlooking the African wilderness, this is probably the closest answer. The Singita Lebombo doesn't just offer wildlife viewing, it immerses you in it. The design is intentionally minimalist. Floor-to-ceiling glass walls create the feeling that nature is part of your room. One morning, you might wake up to elephants crossing the landscape below. The next morning, a pride of lions could be nearby. It's difficult to describe until you experience it. Imagine a 5-star hotel and a wildlife documentary happening at the same time. That is the Singita. At number 8, we have the Zuri in Zanzibar, Tanzania. The first thing visitors notice about Zanzibar is the color. The ocean almost looks unreal. The water shifts between turquoise, emerald, and deep blue depending on the sunlight. And sitting along one of the island's most beautiful beaches in Zuri, Zanzibar, what makes this hotel special isn't just the luxury, it is the atmosphere. I know that there are hotels where you stay, but have you ever been in a hotel that makes you feel like time just disappears? Like you don't even feel time going by? That is the experience you get in the Zuri, Zanzibar. I am talking about a hotel where you can arrive and plan to stay for 3 days, and 1 week later, you are wondering the kind of letter you can send to your employer, telling him that you want to resign. There are luxury hotels, and then there is the Royal Mansour, built with extraordinary attention to detail. This property feels less like a hotel and more like a royal city hidden inside Marrakech. Every handcrafted tile, every carved wooden doorway, every courtyard reflects generation of Moroccan artistry. What's remarkable isn't simply the money invested, it is the patience. In an era where everything is rushed, Royal Mansour feels like a reminder of what happens when craftsmanship matters. At number 6, we have the Four Seasons Hotel, the Westcliff, Johannesburg. Johannesburg is Africa's economic powerhouse. Fast-paced, ambitious, energetic, and perched above the city is one of its finest hotels. The Four Seasons Westcliff manages to achieve something surprisingly difficult. It feels connected to the city while simultaneously feeling removed from it. Guests enjoy panoramic views stretching across Johannesburg urban landscape. Business leaders, celebrities, diplomats, and international travelers frequently pass through its doors. But what makes the hotel memorable is balance. Luxury without excess, elegance without pretension. At number 5, we have the And Beyond Ngurunguru Crater Lodge in Tanzania. They are hotels, then they are expensive experiences so unique that they almost feel fictional. The Ngurunguru Crater Lodge belongs in its second category. Perched above one of Africa's greatest natural wonders, the lodge overlooks a landscape unlike anywhere else on Earth. The crater itself is often called Africa's Garden of Eden, and once you see it, you understand why. Wildlife roams freely below. Mist rolls across the crater floor in the early morning. The views are almost absurdly beautiful. The type of scenery that makes you question whether someone secretly increased the saturation settings on reality. At number 4, the Giraffe Manor in Kenya. Now, let's be honest. Most hotels often struggle to create a powerful, memorable breakfast. I am talking about coffee, eggs, maybe a croissant if you are lucky. Giraffe Manor took a different approach. They added giraffes. Yes, actual giraffes. The property has become one of Africa's most photographed hotels because of its resident Rothschild giraffes. The guests there often find giraffe heads appearing through windows during breakfast. I know it sounds ridiculous, it looks ridiculous, but somehow it works perfectly. Because let's be honest, no matter how many hotels exist, top ranking hotels, how many of them allow you to share your morning breakfast with a giraffe? At number 3, we have the one and only Cape Town, South Africa. Cape Town has long been one of Africa's most spectacular cities. Mountains, ocean, world-class restaurants. Few destinations combine so much in one location, and sitting at the heart of it all is one and only Cape Town. This hotel succeeds because it understands its surroundings. It doesn't compete with Cape Town, it showcases it. The guests there enjoy views of Table Mountain, easy access to waterfront, and some of the finest dining experiences on the continent. Luxury here feels effortless, which is often the hardest type of luxury to create. At number 2, we have the North Island, Seychelles. Now look, if privacy was a currency, North Island will be one of the richest places on the face of the earth. This private island resort has hosted one of the biggest celebrities in the world. Richest travelers, I'm talking about people with class and category. I remember watching an extract of Chris Rock's comedy where he said, there is a difference between being rich and being wealthy. I am talking about North Island here. And this island has carried wealthy people. People that have money. But the truth is that what makes it unique isn't exclusivity. It is isolation. Imagine waking up on a tropical island where the world feels impossibly far away. No traffic, no deadlines, no endless notifications demanding your attention. Just ocean, nature, and silence. In 2026, that may be one of the most valuable luxuries money can buy. If you are still watching, please just help us and hit that subscribe button because it helps our channel to grow. Now, let's get to the main person in the room, the number 1, the champion. Now, before I talk about the number 1 hotel in Africa where you can go and have the most amazing time, I just want to point out that there are certain countries that when you talk about, for those of you who have watched my previous videos, there are many countries that when you talk about them, it brings emotions, particularly for me. And Rwanda is one country that often gets me, I feel like crying because this is a country that has been through a lot. And to often see Rwanda at the top when it comes to Africa development, it is something really to appreciate and congratulate. Now, let's get into it. At number 1 position is the Bisate Lodge in Rwanda. Yes, you heard me right. Rwanda. If someone had predicted 30 years ago that Rwanda would become one of Africa's premier luxury tourism destinations, many people would have been skeptical. Today, it stands as one of the continent's most remarkable success stories. Bisate Lodge sits near Volcanoes National Park, home of the famous mountain gorillas. The architecture is stunning. The views are extraordinary, and what truly sets the lodge apart is purpose. This isn't luxury isolated from conversation, it is luxury supporting conservation. Guests come there for an unforgettable experience, but their presence also contributes to protecting one of the world's most endangered species. That combination of luxury, sustainability, and meaning is what places Bisate at the number one spot. What makes Africa's best hotels special isn't simply their size, not even the price. It isn't even their luxury. It is their uniqueness, because only in Africa can you drink coffee while watching giraffes at breakfast. Only in Africa can you sleep above an ancient volcanic crater. Only in Africa can you wake up surrounded by mountain gorillas, deserts, savannas, tropical islands, and some of the most dramatic landscapes on earth. The world's perception of Africa is changing, and to be very honest, I think the best part that makes the whole world really understand Africa is through tourism. These hotels are not just welcoming guests, they are actually rewriting African history. And to be honest, I think that the biggest luxury in this is not that you stay in a hotel or a place that is beautiful. The biggest luxury is staying somewhere that makes you change the way you see the world. That is something unique.